WIFO FM Jesup, Big Dog Country, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jesup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner specials. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South Fair Street right here in Jesup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Well, Bob, how you doing?
I'm good.
The trip to Vidalia pretty good yesterday?
Not bad. I said those people were very nice. They said nice spot in the press box. And hospitality's good. Got a chance to talk to the athletic director for a long time. So it was a good trip. Enjoyed it.
Okay. Wayne County wins 7-3. And now it's a border war with Appling County. What do we know about Appling?
They say they're struggling. They've lost.
Struggling?
That's what I heard. I saw they won yesterday against Ware 2-1. Was the final I saw posted. So it's not struggling too bad.
I didn't think they were struggling. I thought they were rated in the top 10 in their classification.
Somebody said they've lost a couple of games. So we'll find out when we get over there. But,
okay.
But hopefully we go over and get a big win.
Okay, so Wayne County, Appling County, 6 o'clock first pitch there in Baxley. We encourage folks to get there and support the Jackets, wear the golden, white, and black and yellow. If you can't make it for any reason at all, we'll bring the action to you right here on 105.5 FM and around the world on our website. Go to bigdogcountry.com and just click on live stream. Well, boy, it didn't take that jury very long for a verdict in the Alex Murdaugh trial, did it?
They're ready to go home. They've been there a long time.
3 hours.
It wasn't much to decide. I mean, if
you look at all the evidence,
I mean, I was shocked. I think they said it took less than 3 hours. So I was surprised because when I left to go to Vidalia, they said the judge was going to, they were going to start deliberations and the judge was going to keep them there till 10 o'clock last night and 10 o'clock tonight before they let them say. But they're ready to go home, ready to, I mean.
Well, you look at all the evidence. What else? Yeah. What other decision could you come up with, Bob? I mean,
there's
no one else was seen there. He's lied about being there, and then the cell phone evidence from his sons. You can hear his voice on there.
I thought the defense did a good job trying to bring reasonable doubt. Though, the question is, why did he do it? I think the question is
when somebody's messed up as he is.
That's what I'm saying. But it's just sad that it's just a sad, tragic story. That
it is.
Shoot your wife and your own son. I kept thinking about the other son. What's his future?
Right.
Who's taking care of him?
His dad's going to be
It's his brother. He has a couple of brothers, but I mean, that's the person I feel sorry for.
Yeah.
You know, he's lost his brother. He's lost his mother. Now his father's going to jail for the rest of his life. So, you know, but it's just an amazing, interesting story to watch. You know, from the boating accident and everything that spiraled out of control.
Whole thing just went out of control.
Just wild.
You had alcohol involved in the boating accident. You had painkillers involved in Alex Murdaugh's decline from the throne for the several years there.
He had a bad addiction. Though. He's spending $30,000 a week on opioid pills.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. So.
And he called his son that he killed there, well, you know, the little detective, because his son kept finding him, even though he had promised to the family that he had stopped him. But he didn't stop him. But, you know, I mean, I don't know how much they are. I mean, but $30,000 a week. But, I don't think anybody... I don't think anybody really wanted to believe that someone could kill their son and their spouse just to try to cover up the mistakes they've made and the lies they've done. I mean, that's just, and he's sitting there. He's been off of these opioids now for at least a couple of years. Obviously, 2021 is when all this happened, and you know, so let's say at least a year. And so you got arrested for that. And so that's out of his brain now. That's out of his body. His brain's not fogged up with all those opioids he took for all those years and did all those bad things. But he just sits up there with just the straightest face as out on the white and says there's no way in the world that he could harm his wife or his son. And everybody else, after seeing all the evidence, knows the difference.
He just didn't kill them. These were brutal attacks. I mean, he just blew their head. I mean, it's just
brutal. I mean, he blew his son's head.
That's what I'm saying. It's just crazy. It's hard. I just wondered, you know, when he sits in that jail cell for 5 years or whatever, as long as it's going to be, when somebody goes in an interview where he admit to it.
Will he admit to it? Or say, I'm sorry?
Or he still say that he didn't do it. So
yeah.
That's what I'm just curious about. But I said, all I could think about was the other son. I mean, he didn't really show no emotion. He sat there in the courtroom every day. He testified on his father's behalf. But like I said, when they showed him that expiration date on the flyer looking for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the people, he was shocked that there was an expiration date on the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just, like I said, a good win for the prosecution. Like I said, most people thought he was, you know, I mean, the guy stole it was unbelievable.
I don't know where he got away with it.
He stole from all his clients. I mean, he stole from everybody.
His law firm.
I mean, he just
lied to everybody all the time.
I mean, just wild and crazy story, but the sentences today, I'm sure he'll get life in prison. I mean, I'm sure that I'm looking forward to seeing what the judge has to say. The judge always gets to, you know, the judge has to, they get to make comments. So be interested what the judge has to say to him before you sentence him to life in prison. So,
well, they said the defense attorneys will eventually file an appeal based on, you know, the reasons why, you know, why did the judge here in this thing allow all the financial information to get in there that didn't have anything to do with the case, and will that appeal work? I don't know.
No, they say the best appeal is, you know, a couple of the jurors got kicked off. One got kicked off right before they started closing argument. So, you know, but I doubt the.
That's the reason why you have other ones.
I think the guy's he's never going to see the light of day. He's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, which is probably where he needs to be. But it's just amazing the money he stole, millions of dollars he stole from his clients, and but to kill his own wife and son is just, I mean, it's hard to get your head around. You know,
it's hard.
You just wonder why did he do it? As a
human being, you don't want to believe that somebody could do that to their son and to their spouse.
But like I said, he lied from the get-go. That was the thing I couldn't get over. You know, if your family's brutally murdered and the police show up, why would you lie about not being there? So that's when I say he was guilty from the get-go. I mean, a common sense person's not going to lie, but you want the police to find out.
Fried.
I mean, the opioid addiction just must have
you can't take that many drugs.
Like the one prosecutor said, he just lost it. He just went, But this theory that he tried to do it to try to take away the publicity on the stealing all the money out, it's hard to believe that
he's not thinking normally, Bob. You know,
it's just a sad story, really. It's just a tragedy.
It is. It's a big tragedy.
They got those documentaries on HBO. Did one, and some Netflix. If you watch those, it's just amazing. The whole thing's just that family. I mean, they were the family in that time.
All the way back to his grandfather who started the law firm.
Great-grandfather. I mean, it's like 100 years.
Great-grandfather, and they did both sides of it, prosecuting and defense. I mean, they were big up in that area in the Low Country.
And for most stories, this guy was pretty successful. Like I said, he won $1 million lawsuits and made million and had plenty of money, but that opioid addiction he went spiraling out of control.
It was interesting when the prosecutor says, Alex tells a lie to cover up a lie. When he's called in a lie, he'll tell another lie to try to cover up that lie. And I don't know, we've all known people like that who've been addicted to stuff, and it's just, they just tell one lie after another, after another, after another, after another, and it just, you get to the point where you don't believe what they say. You think they're lying when they talk until they've proven they're telling the truth. And that's basically the way that I think that the prosecutors did in this case right here is they showed that he has been just an habitual liar, and he'll tell a lie to cover a lie. He'll say another lie, and you can't believe a word the man says.
And the cell phone evidence was that was key.
Very key.
They could point when every text was made, when it stopped. The fact that, like I said, he lied from the get-go. He wasn't there, but then when he learned that the cell phone said no, he was there. Plus, had that video, the Snapchat that it took forever to find. So, I mean, it was obvious he was there. Obviously, he was the only person there. So,
he was there with his son and his wife. He wasn't somewhere else when they were there. He said they were there by themselves, and then he happens to show up and finds them when all that cell phone evidence from his phone and from his son's phone, with his voice in the background on that video, that shows that all three of them were there.
They made a good point. That's why he had to take the witness stand. Most defense attorneys don't want their client charged with murder to take the witness stand.
Right.
But they said they didn't have any choice because he lied so much about not being there. Then when the cell phone evidence came out and the Snapchat came out that he was there, he had to get on the witness stand and try to explain that. But he didn't do a very good job. Like I said, you could just tell the defense attorneys didn't want him to take the witness stand, but he wanted, it's always the defendant's choice. So he wanted, but that's probably his ego more than anything else. Like I said, he's a trial lawyer. He probably thought he could outsmart everybody, but
he was trying to save his butt. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, but
he knew all he had to do was get one juror with reasonable doubt and say, and then it's,
Yeah. I can't wait to, the jurors can talk after the sentencing.
Yes.
And I'm sure they're going to, because a lot of they'll be like the OJ, they'll be looking for book deals and everything else. So,
yeah.
But it'll be interesting.
It's getting national attention.
It'll be interesting to see what they have to say, what the key evidence was, why they only had to wait 3 hours, because most people thought they were going to be there for days, if not weeks, to deliberate.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They thought it was going to be at least a week for them to deliberate. So, 3 hours.
3 hours.
They're ready to go home.
Ready to go home. He's guilty.
They said, this guy's an idiot. He lied. He stole. He's guilty.
Fall from grace.
Got to go to prison for the rest of his life.
Yep.
But it's really sad.
It is. It's very sad.
I just wanted, like I said, all I keep thinking about is the other son that's still alive.
Right.
What's his future? Who's
going
to take care of him?
I'm not sure how old he is, but
I'm sure he's
20s, isn't he?
I'm not sure that.
I'm not sure if there's any other close family in the area.
How do they resolve all this legal stuff about the money that he stole? Millions.
No idea.
I mean, if he's going to prison for the rest of his life, so does anybody get anything back?
I have no idea, Bob. I have no idea how that works.
It's just a wild, crazy
story. I know he's got a lot of property and assets and stuff like that, and will it be sold off to? Yeah, I have no idea. No idea at all how that's going to work. But I mean, when Fox News starts off, with this trial. And they're, that's, Fox is nationwide, international, and they start off with this trial. It's a big thing.
Well, it's captured the nation. Like I said, all those documentaries are well watched. And I said HBO did a documentary on it, and Netflix did one as well. So they've been well received, and people are just mesmerized. I mean,
they said that Hollywood writers could write up something like this.
Yeah, the books. I'm sure the book deals are already in the works.
Yeah,
so.
Netflix movie, all that kind of stuff. It's just a very tragic situation that a man, because of his addiction and because of his stealing and the lying, decided the best thing to do was to kill his son and his wife to try to cover up his mistakes. That is just, what kind of person is that, Bob? But then, of course, his mind's been fried for years of taking $30,000 a week in opioids, and so he's not thinking right. But still.
Sad thing is, like I said, there's a lot of evil in the world. That's just evil. I mean, like I said, he just didn't shoot him and kill him. I mean, he just...
Yeah, I mean, he blew his son's head off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This was just brutal.
Shot his wife several times.
I mean, just crazy.
But when a person's messed up on drugs, messed up on alcohol, anything that affects the mind, like anything that you take in your body that affects your mind chemically in some sort of way, Yeah, a lot of those people, they just don't think right. But the way he can sit up there right now with a clear mind, a sober mind now, and just look at that jury with that look on his face, there's no way in the world that he would do any harm to his wife or his son, no way he could hurt them in any type of way. And just not a bit of look of guilt on his face in any type of way.
Yeah, he didn't have any reaction when they came back with him. He just
he didn't have any reaction on the jury.
I mean, he did a good job. He did a good job of crying on the witness stand. I mean, he had tears flying. You know, he did a good job acting, pretty good.
He cried when the police got there. You know, when he called him that his wife, he found his son and his wife, and he was talking to the cops. He's crying away. Like,
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
that cell phone.
Let me tell you, you got a smartphone, there's no privacy.
That's what I'm saying. There's exactly where you're at every step of the way.
Where you're going, what you're doing, what you're saying,
everything.
what you get on
every move, everywhere you're at. Yep.
Yeah.
You think he would have known that.
Being a prosecutor and a defense attorney, it seems like he'd know that.
Yeah, well,
There's cell phones here.
So that tells you how messed up he was in the head.
Yeah.
Because he should have known that, but he lied for a long time.
But he didn't know about his son's phone with the video with his voice in the background and everything.
Right.
He didn't know about that.
No, it took him a while to find that.
Yeah.
I think it was
he didn't know about that when he was doing all that lying. But his phone showed the fact of where he was, how many steps he took, everything.
At least he was consistent. He lied to everybody.
He lied to everybody. He's an equal opportunity liar.
He lied to everybody. And he said that on the stand. He said, once I started lying, I just kept on lying.
Yeah, just one lie to cover up another. That's what liars do. That's what addicts do. It's one lie right after another. Just continuous. But the sentencing thing ought to be interesting today. I'm sure the judge will throw everything in the world he can at him. 30 years. And why just 30 years?
It's 30 years to life. He's
30 years
he's getting life.
Yeah, he's going to be there. He's going to die in jail.
Yeah, he's never going to see the light of day. He's done. That's where he needs to be. But it's just sad that he killed his own wife and son.
You don't want to believe it, but it's true.
The thing is, you didn't see. There didn't seem like there was any marital. No
one saw any problem.
They had just gone to a ball game that weekend. Yeah. I mean, they just said it's just.
No one said there was any problems there between the wife and the son.
It's just amazing that drugs can affect your mind as bad as it affected this guy's mind. I mean, it's just sad stuff.
Yep. Alcohol, drugs. Of course, alcohol is a drug. Right. Any of that stuff that you put in your body that affects your mind, chemicals, it can imbalance it and just mess it up.
You know, see what his family has to say if they say anything. Like I said, he's got two brothers that he called that night as well. So, but I said, I'm sure everybody's getting ready for their book deal. That's what the jurors are ready. As soon as they get out of there, they're
ready for their book deal. Yeah. They said that in Walterboro there.
Be like the OJ jurors. You see all them? They're on all these
OJ's made a comment on this. Yeah. I hadn't read it yet. Have you?
Yeah, no.
Oh, he's made a comment on it.
OJ weighed in?
Yeah, he weighed in.
Come on.
OJ weighed in.
No.
He did, but I hadn't had a chance to read it yet. I saw a thing Oj weighs in on Alex Murdoch trials, but I didn't have a chance to read it yet. I can't wait to read that, Bob, see what OJ has to say about it.
Does anybody care what OJ has to say?
Yeah. You know me, I'm still looking for, my former wife's killer on the golf courses.
They're still searching for the...
I don't know what OJ says there, but I saw a headline somewhere yesterday that OJ's weighed in on it, and I didn't have a chance to read it or anything. But it's just a sad situation. Just very, very sad. Just tragic. I just don't see how a person could do that, but, but he did. But speaking of controversial things, that's nationwide. Okay, here locally, I was reading some stuff yesterday during the ball game on the when I heard you say that Alex Murdoch had been found guilty. I started trying to look stuff up while we were doing the ball game last night, and then I saw on WTOC.com. I went to WTOC.com because TOC does more coverage on Jesup than any other Savannah station does. But I was looking for the Alex Murdoch stuff is what I was looking for, not anything locally. But when right there on the front page right there of WTOC.com, it's got WTOC, Jesup livestock ordinance ruffles feathers. Well, that has to do with the chickens. And you had a reporter from WTOC come down here and did a report on the chicken situation, as you talked to the owner of those chickens. And also the WTOC interviewed the mayor, Ralph, on there and did a story. They did a whole story on these chickens having to be moved out of this person's backyard. But it's amazing that a story like this can get covered by WTOC. But it did.
It's going to be interesting. The one thing I keep thinking about on this ordinance, this Wayne County Board of Education has this East Bloss referendum, and their top two projects are an ROTC building and an ag center.
Right.
And the ag center is going to go right down the road from the high school.
Right.
Right in between the church.
Right.
And you know what that is? That's city limits of Jesup.
Okay.
So somebody needs to tell this high school if the city's
they're
going
gonna
if the city's going to enforce that ordinance, they need to not spend $2 million or whatever they're going to spend on building an ag center in city limits of Jesup. They can't have chickens or hogs or everything else they're going to have at that ag center.
Well, you can have a special ordinance, Bob.
Well, they won't give the guy.
Well, they won't give that guy one, but I'm sure they'll give the ag center one.
I think the school needs to make sure they get an ordinance before they build it.
Before they build it,
right? I mean, because that's in the city limits of Jesup.
And I think it's very interesting.
I asked, a commissioner talked to me. I asked him about it. They say, you know what his comment was? The school system hasn't come to us. We don't know nothing about it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just telling, somebody needs to warn, or somebody needs to get their, everybody needs to come together now. We don't need to spend millions of dollars on a building for chickens, hogs, and pigs if you can't have them in the city limits.
Can't have city limits. Okay.
So somebody please tell the school system
so they can get that ordinance.
You might want to go to City Hall
get that permit
and get
first.
the permit before you build the building.
Okay.
But they didn't have any answer. That was the answer the city commissioner told me. Well, they ain't come to us. We don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
Well, it's in the news. It's on the referendum. That's what they're building. They're building an ag center on the city limits of Jesup. So please, somebody tell the school system, you better go to City Hall and get an ordinance before you build the building.
Get that permit first. Get that permit first before you build.
I wonder how they're going to enforce it. What are they going to do? What's the outcome of this guy and the chickens?
I don't know.
I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, is somebody going to forcibly go out there and get? I told somebody goes try to take those chickens. Somebody's going to get shot.
They're in a fenced-in area, way back in the woods. You can't see them. You can't. I mean, anything like that. And the person who complained didn't even show up to the city council meeting.
Who complained?
Who complained?
That's what we need to find out. Who complained? Because those chickens, I'm telling you, I was there. They're not hurting nobody. They're not outside running around.
They're not running around a yard somewhere, going to the neighbor's yard. They're in a pen.
They're laying eggs. And I joked to the guy. I said, "Man, you need to sell these eggs because they're a lot cheaper than Walmart." He offered me some eggs.
He offered you some eggs. That's like gold in these days, Bob.
I said, I don't cook. I don't eat eggs, but I appreciate it. I said, but you need to put them on sale because they're a lot cheaper than the ones at the grocery store.
And I think so ironic with this chicken situation here with this guy in the city of Jesup, that the Wayne County Young Farmers, Bob, and they're going to be on the Butch and Bob show on Monday. They're having Backyard Poultry 101. They're basically, if you're interested in raising chickens and, to get the eggs or to raise the chickens and stuff like that, the topics covered will be housing and confinement, environment, chicks, feeds, selecting birds, layers, diseases, and this Backyard Poultry 101 it's basically everything you know about raising chickens is going to be on March 11th, Saturday week at Wayne County High School at the Agricultural Lab from 8 a.m. to 9:30, or they got another session from 10 to 11:30. Must sign up to attend. And so, but if you live in the city of Jesup, you really don't need to show up to this, but everybody else.
I didn't get good at that meeting, but what surprised me covering meetings for all this time, normally when there's somebody who's against something, they have to speak and tell why they're against it.
Why they're against it.
So that's my point. Who complained? Why weren't they at the city meeting? What's the problem? And what also bothered me when I talked to the man at his place, I asked him, did anybody from the city council, mayor, anybody come out here and look at this situation? Not one person has gone out there to look at it. So I don't understand what the problem is. I didn't see a problem. That's just my personal opinion. There wasn't any smell. There wasn't any noise. This man
weren't running around.
The man's had chickens.
They're back in the woods.
He's had them for 20-some years. It's been there forever. I want to know who complained. That's the point. City commissioner said, man, whoever's complaining, come to City Hall, tell us what the complaint is, and let's see if there's a legitimate complaint.
Right.
If not, just leave the man and his chickens alone.
Right, because there is the ordinance you can't have livestock in the city limits. We understand
there's a lot
that.
of ordinances. What about the ordinance that dilapidated houses? What about the ordinance about litter?
I understand that. There's that ordinance, but they can allow permits for special situations.
The city attorney said if you give them a permit, he can keep his chickens. But they voted 6-0 against it.
Okay.
On a complaint that nobody complained. That's what I want to know. Who complained? I went through that neighborhood. I think he's far from. I mean, he's not even close to his neighbors.
They can't see them, but they're in a pen. They're in a wooded area. They're way in the back.
It's way in the back of his yard.
So
that
must be.
It's the cleanest pen I ever saw. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's had them for years. He wants to keep his chickens. I just don't see what the big issue is.
I don't know, Bob.
I want to know who complained. That's what I want to know. I want a name. I want to know what the complaint is. If they're saying there's a noise, there is no noise. They're saying there's a smell, there is no smell. What's the complaint? Why can't the man have his chickens?
I don't know, Bob.
Give the man.
But I'm just surprised that a story like this in little Jesup, Georgia.
If you're listening, high school, before you build $1 million building in the city limits of Jesup, make sure you talk to the city commissioners, get a permit, because they're not going to let you have cows. If they can't have chickens, you can't have cows, you can't have pigs, So let's get everybody on board.
Yep. Get that permit
But
first.
according to the city commissioner I talked to, nobody came and talked to them. They don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
So I don't understand it. We're proposing at East Bloss to build an ag center in the city limits of Jesup when the man can't have a chicken pen. Well, sounds to me like the school can't have their hogs and pigs on the city limits of Jesup either.
I don't know, Bob.
Somebody needs to get on the same page.
I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know.
But I want to know still, the bottom line is who complained. Because every time you go to a city commission meeting, there's, like I said, this, when they
you think the person making the complaint would be there.
When they want to change the zoning and all that, they say, does anybody here speak against it? And if somebody comes and speaks against it, then they say, well, look, somebody's against it. There's a problem. But they asked at that city meeting, who complained? Nobody spoke and complained.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand it.
I don't know, Bob.
I'm just
confused. I wasn't there. I don't know all the complete details.
Like I said, I wasn't there either. Like I said, and that's why I told the person that called and yelled and screamed at me, I said, look, I didn't get to go to the meeting because I was at a ball game.
Right, doing a
but
ball game.
I heard what happened, so I said I'm just going to go see what the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
So we interviewed the guy.
Right.
You heard the interview. He's had him for 20 years.
Yeah.
He wants to know who complained too. What's the problem?
Yeah.
And he said there's chickens everywhere else around the city limits of Jesup. I don't know if that's true or not, but
some
he says
of them are
there
not
is.
pinned in. I've seen them. They're not pinned in. Well, his is a nice, clean, pinned area.
I'm telling you, where my apartment is, I've seen a chicken run around there all the time. I don't know whose it is, but it's one chicken just running in the alley.
He's free. He got loose.
He's free. He shows up every now and then. I'm telling you. So there's a chicken on Cherry Street.
Chicken on Cherry Street.
I don't know whose it is.
Sounds like a name of a book. Chicken on Cherry Street.
But he's running around. He's there every morning. I don't know who's feeding him, but he's there. I promise you, I see it every time.
See those seed out around anywhere? Somebody's throwing out
I
a
know
window.
one thing. He's fast.
He's fast. Chickens are fast.
Chicken,
well, you look, Rocky, he tried to catch that chicken,
that chicken can go, but I'm telling you, I can verify. There's a chicken on Cherry Street right by this apartment every morning. I don't know whose it is.
The reason why I brought this up, I was just so surprised that WTOC would take the time to send a reporter down here and a camera to do a report on a person having chickens in their yard. That's just what really surprised me. That it's kind of, the story has gone viral. It's gone viral.
He's just a nice guy. I don't think he's harming anybody. That's just me.
Okay.
They're all in the pen, raising chickens. I'm sure the eggs are pretty good too.
Yeah,
he's probably saving money.
Yes, sir. Really. Did he have locks on the gate? Make sure people didn't get those get those eggs. Yeah.
He had his little grandson in there playing with the chickens.
Oh boy.
I mean,
all right.
Nice guy.
Nice guy.
But it's way back in the yard.
Way back in the yard in a penned area that's clean.
Clean pen.
And no one nearby, not neighbors around, not right next to him.
Doesn't have a rooster. I don't know.
Roosters
I just don't know who complained. That's the question. Who complained? What is the complaint?
I don't know.
I'd like to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't know.
What is the problem?
The person who complained, you think they would show up in the meeting and say, I live right here, and this is what I hear, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me what the problem is.
Yeah. But I don't know, Bob. Now, we'll find out. We'll find out eventually. Like I said, the story's going viral. I mean, it's got a life of its own.
As far as I know, the chickens are still there. The man says he's not paying his citation. So my question then is, what's the next step?
I don't know what happens after that, Bob. I mean, I don't know.
Are they going to visibly go and take his chickens?
All right.
What are they going to do?
Are you going to talk to the school system today to make sure they go get that permit for their livestock there?
I've been telling school they better be aware.
Get it first.
And no sense building an ag center on city limits of Jesup. You can't have livestock.
Well, that's the reason why I asked the other day when Kelly was in here. Is that on city limits?
Right. And what did he say? Yes.
He did?
The answer, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember what he said.
Yes, it's in the city limits of Jesup.
Okay.
It's in from
I know.
We're in the city limits of Jesup.
No, we're not.
We're not.
No, we're
in
not.
the city limits? Where's the city limits end?
Right between us and Hurricanes.
Okay.
Yeah, right between us and Hurricanes is when it ends. Yeah.
So,
Right on this other side of Homansville Road, and it kind of angles it that way.
I just don't want the school system to spend millions of dollars on a building that can't have livestock.
All right. Well, can they show it? Are they going to keep it there or over a time period?
I assume that's why they're building the building.
Yeah, right. Well, they better go get that permit. See, Bob, you may have saved them a lot of trouble in the future.
I'm trying to save them millions of dollars.
All right. Once again, talk about tonight's baseball game.
Wayne County and Baxley tonight, 6 o'clock. They say it's supposed to be windy.
Windy.
So
it can make fly balls very interesting.
The rain's supposed to be out of there. So let's go get a win.
Let's go get a win.
Yep.
Wayne County, Appleton County, 6 o'clock.
Go Jackets.
All right, go Jackets. All right, the world famous Chicken on Cherry Street. I like that. There you go. Here's a title to a book there, Bob. Chicken on Cherry Street. That chicken's running around on Cherry Street. He's fast. All right, the world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.